Deep within the mysterious and dangerous Amazon rainforest, an incredible battle for survival is about to unfold. You probably think the true king of this jungle is the powerful black jaguar with its muscular body and piercing eyes. But today, you're about to discover just how wrong that assumption can be. Because this isn't a story about the hunter, it's the story of how 50,000 living blades can turn the rainforest's greatest predator into an unexpected feast. Stay with us, because after this you'll never look at a line of marching ants the same way again. Hidden beneath the rainforest canopy, this black jaguar is enjoying the peak of its life. Among all the big cats, jaguars are in a league of their own. They're not only masters of stealth, but also the only cats capable of crushing their prey with sheer bite force. While most big cats kill by biting the neck, a jaguar can deliver a bite of nearly 2,000 pounds of force, powerful enough to crush a turtle shell or even pierce a crocodile's skull. This black jaguar, blessed with a rare melanistic coat, moves through the dense forest like a ghost. After finishing a satisfying meal, it stretches out comfortably on a fallen log and quickly drifts into a deep sleep. But in the Amazon, it has just made a fatal mistake. Never lie down and rest on an unfamiliar patch of ground, because right beneath that fallen tree, an enormous army is already on the move. This is one of the rainforest's most terrifying predators, the army ants. If the jaguar is a lone special forces soldier, then the army ants are a fully mobilized army, numbering in the millions. Unlike ordinary ants, they build no permanent nests. Their entire lives are spent marching through the rainforest. Each ant is tiny, barely larger than your fingernail. But when thousands move together, they become a living biological shredding machine. So why would even a jaguar be in real danger? Here's where things get interesting. Army ants possess incredibly specialized mandibles. Their jaws are shaped like a pair of curved surgical blades, complete with tiny backward-facing hooks. Once they lock onto a target, they release formic acid. This powerful chemical can paralyze small insects and produce an intense burning sensation in the soft tissue of much larger animals. Meanwhile, the jaguar continues sleeping peacefully. Its glossy black coat glitters under the moonlight with an almost golden sheen. Perhaps it's still dreaming about chasing its next meal, completely unaware that the first wave of army ant scouts has already climbed onto its hind leg. These scouts aren't wandering at random. As they move, they leave behind a continuous trail of chemical signals known as pheromones. It's the insect equivalent of dropping a GPS pin for the rest of the colony. Target located. A massive source of fresh meat ahead. Within less than 5 minutes, the once quiet layer of fallen leaves suddenly comes alive. Thousands upon thousands of army ants surge forward like a black tidal wave. This terrifying hunting strategy is known in biology as swarm predation. By relying on overwhelming numbers, the army ants quickly surround the jaguar from every direction, leaving almost no escape. At first, the jaguar barely notices. One ear twitches slightly as it senses a faint irritation. It lazily kicks one of its hind legs. That single kick crushes hundreds of ants beneath its paws. But that's exactly what makes army ants so terrifying. They fight with numbers. When a colony contains 50,000 or even hundreds of thousands of individuals, losing a few hundred workers means almost nothing. Instead, the injured ants release powerful alarm pheromones. Within seconds, the entire colony shifts into attack mode. The real battle begins the moment the jaguar opens its eyes. Imagine thousands of burning needles piercing your skin all at once. The jaguar explodes awake with a deafening roar. As the undisputed predator of the rainforest, its first instinct is to search for a worthy opponent. A caiman, another jaguar, or perhaps a giant anaconda. But when it looks down, all it sees are endless waves of tiny red attackers crawling across its body. The jaguar violently shakes itself, trying to fling the ants away like we brush off flies in the summer. But army ants aren't that easy to remove. Their hooked claws grip tightly onto the fur, while their razor-sharp mandibles bite deep into the skin. Once they lock on, they refuse to let go. You could sprint 100 meters and many of them would still be hanging on. Now, the jaguar begins to panic. Real panic. And in desperation, it makes a mistake that completely changes the battle. It leaps off the fallen log and lands on the forest floor. But instead of escaping, it has jumped straight into the enemy's stronghold. The ground is the army ant's home territory. Beneath the leaf litter lies a vast network of tunnels built by the colony. With that single leap, the jaguar crashes directly into the center of their battlefield. Instantly, countless more worker ants and soldier ants swarm up its legs. Here's another fascinating detail. Soldier ants have enormous heads and incredibly powerful jaw muscles. Their only mission is to bite and hold. Their mandibles are strong enough to pierce a human fingernail. So the jaguar's soft belly offers little resistance. The colony attacks with astonishing coordination. Some ants anchor themselves in the fur to hold the animal in place. Others rush toward vulnerable areas like the eyes, ears, nostrils, and mouth. The jaguar throws itself onto the muddy ground, rolling violently in an attempt to crush its attackers. But the ants are simply too small. They disappear into tiny cracks in the mud, avoiding the crushing weight. And the more the jaguar rolls, the more ants cover its body. Pain erupts from every inch of its skin. The relentless assault begins to overwhelm even this fearless predator. Its vision starts to blur, because thousands of army ants are now crawling into its eyes. This is one of nature's harshest lessons. When faced with overwhelming numbers, even the strongest predator can become completely powerless. Even if you asked Usain Bolt to outrun 10,000 angry hornets, he'd still get stung. After barely 20 minutes, the jaguar's mighty roars begin to fade. Its cries turn into desperate whimpers. With the last of its strength, it struggles to its feet and stumbles toward the nearest river. Underwater, the ants would eventually lose their grip from lack of oxygen. But the river is kilometers away. For the exhausted jaguar, it might as well be impossible to reach. By now, the army ants have already invaded its eyes, leaving it nearly blind. It crashes through the undergrowth, slamming into trees and vines. Moments later, completely drained of strength, the rainforest king collapses into a bed of fallen leaves. What happens next is so unbelievable that you'd hardly believe it without seeing it yourself. The army ants immediately switch from hunters to butchers. Every ant has a specific job. Some strip away the fur, others tear through muscle fibers. The meat is sliced into tiny pieces, no bigger than grains of rice. Behind the front line, endless columns of worker ants carry the harvest back to their underground colony. This is nature's ultimate recycling system. Viewed under a microscope, their teamwork is astonishing. Every movement is precise, every cut is deliberate. Together, they work like thousands of microscopic machines operating inside nature's largest factory. Just 30 minutes later, the first rays of sunlight break through the dense Amazon canopy. Where a powerful black jaguar once slept, only a gleaming white skeleton remains. Half an hour earlier, it had been one of the rainforest's most formidable predators. Now, every piece of flesh, every organ, even the eyes and connective tissue have vanished. The bones are picked completely clean. Not even a stain of blood remains. They look pristine enough to be displayed in a museum. With their mission complete, the army ants begin their retreat. Their long black column winds silently through the forest like a moving ribbon. Carrying enough food to sustain the colony for days, they disappear beneath the blanket of fallen leaves as if they were never there. But the story doesn't end there. A few hours later, another jaguar wanders into the area. It catches the scent of one of its own. Slowly, it approaches the unfamiliar skeleton. For the first time, caution replaces confidence. The jaguar sniffs the air carefully. The scent of formic acid still lingers, mixed with the unmistakable smell of death. Without a roar, without taking another step forward, it quietly slips back into the darkness of the rainforest. That is the true law of the Amazon. Wisdom isn't always about fighting. Sometimes, it's knowing when not to. This isn't just another wildlife battle. It's a powerful reminder that true strength isn't measured by size, but by unity. Did the jaguar lose? As an individual, it lost everything, but in nature, nothing is ever wasted. Its body became life for tens of thousands of army ants, feeding an entire colony and returning its energy to the rainforest. After watching this, you'll probably think twice the next time you see a line of ants crossing the ground. Who knows? They might be marching toward their next feast. That's the incredible balance of nature. It can make the strongest predator helpless and turn the smallest creatures into an unstoppable force. Scenes like this unfold somewhere on Earth every single day. As observers, we mourn the jaguar, but we should also respect the extraordinary resilience and teamwork of these tiny insects. Because in the Amazon, the true king of the rainforest isn't always the biggest animal. If you enjoyed today's incredible story, don't forget to like and subscribe. There are even stranger natural wonders waiting to be discovered. Next time, we'll uncover even more unbelievable survival stories from the wild. Until then, stay curious and never lose your respect for nature.